Welcome to a walkthrough of the Definitive Electric Keys collection. I'm Uli from Galaxy Instruments. This collection unites 6 iconic vintage keyboards from the 1960s and 70s, sounds that defined an era and still shape music today. Diamond, the rare 1967 silver top with a beautiful mellow bell-like tone, heard on pioneering jazz and soul recordings. Phoenix, the early 70s successor, warmer and louder with an expressive growl, becoming the electric piano of the charts. Moonshell, a late 50s electric piano, smooth and expressive, heard from early jazz and soul to today's neo-soul and hip-hop. Jade, punchy and gritty, cutting through pop, rock and R&B from the 70s to today. Teak, mid-60s, deep, organic and articulate, equally at home in today's R&B and classic 60s pop. And Ember, the iconic funk voice of the 70s, edgy and percussive, often described as the keyboardist's guitar. Six instruments, 6 unique voices, plus the freedom to shape them from subtle details to completely new tones. Shaping starts on the main page, where the instruments take center stage. Open the main browser with 100+ snapshots per instrument, adding up to over 600 across the collection. Each snapshot provides its own macro controls, making it easy to reshape the sound instantly. From here you can jump to the effects page with flexible routing and everything from vintage stomp pedals to experimental psych effects. Or to the instrument page to shape the core of the sound. But instead of surfing through all the pages and features, let's see how we build up that little neo-soul track from the Diamond intro, with drums, bass and the full Definitive Electric Keys collection. This is the basic track, Diamond from the intro, with a suitcase speaker and tremolo. Let's just check out the other instruments on that same part. To keep it fair, I'll switch off tremolo and the suitcase so we really hear the basic instruments. Diamond, Phoenix, Moonshell, Teak, Jade, and Ember. I'll stick with Moonshell. Now I just load the effects preset Diamond used, bringing back the tremolo and suitcase. You see, all our electric pianos had their own electronics, EQs and tremolos. So we created a custom preamp stage for the collection, modeled from the tone circuits and tremolos of all 6 instruments. And the cool thing is, you can mix and match. Here we're using both the EQ and tremolo flavor of Diamond with Moonshell, as well as the suitcase cabinet, which originally came with Diamond and Phoenix. But let's get back to our song. The second track opens with broken chords and then slips into some licks. And it comes from a Diamond snapshot called Cloud Echoes. But let me switch off the cloud for a moment and peek at the instrument page. On the left you see pickup and microphone channels, since we sampled all instruments both ways. This is Diamond with only the mics. and both together. As we're here, I'd like to show you one feature that isn't used in this snapshot. It's a single button with a big impact: double tracking. Our double tracking is done by intelligent sample splits, so it spreads out like a real double take, not like some modulation effect. The third feature I'd like to show here is bell. You see, every instrument has its own characteristic tone elements, and we wanted to make those adjustable. Ember, for instance, is string-based, so it features bite instead of bell, shaping the edge of the string. Diamond, like Phoenix, uses tines, giving it a bell-like tone. So in this case, the bell part is adjustable. Here it is by itself. And with a basic sound. Those uneven harmonics add grit and personality. On the effects page, I'll bring back the psych delay, reverse detuned repeats creating those cloud echoes. And here it is with the first track, Diamond meets Moonshell. Ember, which we call the keyboardist's guitar, adds a little funky bit from the snapshot fuzzy wah. On the effects side, the wah runs into a big fuzz, and the wah's position can be controlled by an expression pedal, just like on the original, or like a touch wah. In the second half, a solo joins in. Instead of Ember, the obvious guitar-like lead, we chose Jade for a smoother tone. Like Moonshell, it's hammers on reeds, round but still punchy. With some distortion, a flanger and some delay, it sits perfectly on top. Finally, Phoenix, through a rotator and a tube screamer, adds a kind of vintage organ pad. And Teak drops a few short licks at the very end. So here we go with the full track. 6 beauties united in the Definitive Electric Keys collection. Enjoy and thanks for watching.